Hello, namaste everyone. Welcome back to Anmoll Astrology channel. Today's video is going to be about Saturn's transit in the Pisces zodiac sign for Pisces individuals. So I thought since Pisces people have been feeling that they always come at the last, so why not? Since I've done Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, I thought, why don't I start from the backside this time and go with the Pisces, Aquarius, and Capricorn first, and then I'll go back with the Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. Or what I'll do is I'll go with Pisces, then I'll go with Cancer, then I will go with Aquarius, then with Leo. So I'll decide on what I'm going to do, but I want to cover all the zodiac signs in time and without disappointing anyone, right? So let's get started. So for a Pisces ascendant or a moon sign, Saturn is transiting in your first house. This is a very important transit for you people. Regardless of if you are going through Saturn in any of your Mahadashas like Mahadasha, Antar, Pratyantar, or Suksham, you are going to experience the effects of this particular transit because that is in your ascendant. That is very, very important. But of course, the effect or the intensity of this particular transit is going to depend very much upon whether or not it is also activated in your Mahadasha and which planet it is transiting over. So before you should, before diving into this particular, video, I would request you to go and watch another video that first I have posted about the details of how Saturn behaves in the sign of Pisces and how it will behave when it will go over each and every planet. So that I'm attaching the link below. You can follow that link and then you can go ahead and uh, understand what is the meaning of Saturn in Pisces and then go ahead and listen to this video. Okay, so let's get started. Before that, if you guys are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and also hit the bell icon so that you get timely notifications and updates about my channel. So for Pisces individuals, this transit is happening in the first house. Let's first share the screen so that I can give you a better idea about what I'm going to discuss here. Right. So Pisces. There are a lot of things that Pisces are going to experience this year. So Saturn is coming in your first house. First house is one's identity. It's your expression, your personality, everything in your life. It's your sole purpose. It's the basis of your health, personality, physical appearance, everything. This house becomes the very, very important house. And when Saturn comes here, first of all, it is going to suppress the tides, the sensitivity, and the fluctuations that you have within your mind, within your mindset, and also within yourself, in your nature. This Saturn is going to give you harshest lessons this year. Harshest lessons in this way about what you believe in, what your belief system is. See, Pisces is the zodiac sign that talks about the within energy. It is your subconscious mind. It is your hidden personality. It's your hidden thoughts, your belief system, how you think, what are your hidden capabilities, and what do you, what hidden thoughts you have that you don't discuss with everyone. It's your personal space. It's a place where you feel very comfortable, where you isolate yourself, where you are alone, so you know everything there. This is the sign that you have in your ascendant, and now Saturn is coming into this. Saturn is going to challenge your sensitivity. It is going to, since Pisces are the individuals, Pisces is associated with an ocean, right? Ocean which has strong waves and is very unexpected. The depth of it is unexpected. Whenever there are waves, what is going to be the intensity of the waves, that is unexpected. So this Saturn will first suppress all unexpected expected things in your life. So that's why it is going to take you out of your comfort zone. Simple as that. Saturn in the first house is going to make you be the person who is going to get just all eyes on himself or herself. Like everyone is going to be like, you do a slightest thing, you speak a slightest thing, you're going to be judged for that, you're going to be, criticized for that. It's like everyone is just after you. That is what you're going to feel. Whatever decision making that you did, because Pisces people are most of all in their own world. They have their own set of thinking. They sometimes act very illogical because they are based, they are emotion based people. They take decision based on their intuition and emotions, right? I won't say they don't use, yeah, these are the people who do not are not clever or don't use their brains. That is not like that. These people are extremely cautious and they always try to move ahead than everyone else. They are so cautious, they're so careful, and also they're extremely fearful. So, first, Saturn is going to bring in fear in you. Saturn is going to bring in the fear of losing, the fear of losing, as in not like winning and losing someone very dear to you, losing your comfort space, losing yourself, right? But this Saturn is going to make you workaholic. It is going to make you restless. You are going to feel lethargic, but at the same time, in your surroundings, everything is going to happen in that way that it is going to lead you to do so many things at a time. So even if you have moon here, even if you are an ascendant Pisces, you are going to be involved in so much of work. And this also shows that you will have to prove yourself. Nothing is going to come in easy for you. Definitely not. Everything, why all of these judgments, all of these criticism is going to come towards you? Because this Saturn wants you to see the practical side of life. This Saturn is now saying that no longer you are going to be a saved child. Because Pisces, just like Sagittariuses, are very, I would say, very pampered. I wouldn't say pampered. Pampered would not be the right word, but they are just kids of God. So they are saved by God by one way or the other. But this Saturn will now teach you that God is with you, but you yourself have to take care of yourself. So your dependency, because Pisces is a sign which I personally use a term for, lai lag hona. Like that is a Punjabi word. It means that you're very dependable on someone else. You're dependable on the ones you love. You're dependable upon your spouse, upon your mother, upon your father, wheresoever Pisces is. Right? So now Saturn is going to challenge that. Saturn is going to isolate you, make you be alone, and then it is going to show you the power you have within. It is going to show you that you have come in this life alone and you will leave this universe alone. You leave this planet, this earth alone. No one is going to come with you. So it will teach you how to stand alone with great power and confidence. It is going to crunch your ego. It is going to crunch your confidence. It is going to make you lethargic, lazy, but at the same time, you will have to work really hard. You will just get associated with very legal matters. You will have to deal with legalities that will be like a headache for you, and you'll be like, oh my God, there's so much pressure on me, so much pressure. right? But at the same time, you'll actually find that, I won't say you'll find the energy, but somehow your body is going to act cold to everything. That's why your body will be like, just let's do everything. It's not that you want to do it intentionally, it's just your body is just like doing what you are trying to, what you are trying to take out of it, right? So lots of criticism, lots of judgments, lots of putting you down, lots of crunching your ego, but you're going to rise from it. You're going to rise from it. Trust me, you are going to rise from it. It's just a transit for what? 2.5 years? It's the struggle of 2.5 years. When it'll come into the second house, it will have very different aspects. It will be most of all related to your income, your family. But here, it is about you. It wants you to transform and become very practical in life. This will change your mindset. This will make you very practical in life. And all those people who are getting this transit in their early 20s, they should feel that they are fortunate, because what you're going to learn right now is going to help you lifelong. It's like a lesson you're getting so that you can correct whole of your life. Just remember, with this Saturn, when Saturn comes into the ascendant, it wants you to be focused towards the area it is in. That's why it brings in boundaries. So, how it will bring in boundaries? It will isolate you, because everyone, and you know what? You will be able to recognize this in your heart, in your mind. Suppose, for example, you have been friends with someone who the God knows, the universe knows is not the best person for you. You will have a normal encounter like you used to have with them. So you are going to have that. And at the same time, you will have this feeling that this person is not being the best for me. This person is not deciding the best for me. I am sensing something shady. That is what you are going to start getting feelings from other people, because they are going to do something like that. They're going to say something like that. Their actions will be, their actions will be different than what you will be expecting, or what they are telling you. And this is a catalyst of your transformation. This is the catalyst of teaching you what the reality is. So in this time, only the ones who are meant for you, who are good for you, are going to stick around for the rest of your life. Others, they are going to get away. And at the same time, you will encounter with a lot of people. A lot of people you will encounter, you will close down, isolate. Encounter, close down, isolate. That is going to be the theme for 2.5 years. And then what will happen is, the all those people who have karmic ties with you, they will come, you will fulfill your karma with them, they will go away. So do not expect things are going to be very permanent during this transit. It's a karmic time. You have to experience your karma. So when this Saturn will isolate you, it will let you focus upon yourself. This is your time for self growth and to know what you actually desire in life, what you actually stand for in life. So this, everything which is happening with this transit is about you. Now, the third aspect on the third house. See, third aspect makes you encounter courage. Something related to the third aspect of Saturn happens, which will ask you to show your courage. Like, for example, you had a situation within your family because of which your courage is something which is going to be required there. Maybe someone is ill. I'm not like saying that someone is going to get ill, but I'm just telling that, I'm just giving an example that there can be instances where your courage is being tested. That is what the Saturn will do. So third aspect on the third house, uh, you know, lots of efforts towards communication. You'll find the hardest time to explain yourself. That's why I said you will have to prove yourself. You will have to prove yourself with your efforts and your actions. You will have to work hard towards your skills. Suppose you are 40, you are 40 plus, you're already a very maybe renowned person into your expertise. You are a very you are very at a good place in your career. Still, when Saturn is coming into your ascendant, it will make you prove yourself, prove your abilities, prove your capabilities. It is going to isolate you from social media, but you'll be learning a lot from social media and technology. At the same time, it is going to restrict your relationship with very close relatives and close friends, like your best friends. You'll have to make efforts towards that side. Now, this also is the house of your job. There can be job change, or if your job is not getting changed, it would be the hardest time for you to survive into this job, because now you're being criticized, you're being asked a lot. You have to prove, you have to do double the work, almost double the work, so as to prove your capabilities, prove your skills. And you would also require to furnish your skills, even if are at any age. Third house is one of the most intense houses. Do you know, whenever people always say eighth house is the intense house, right? And the something comes to an end with the eighth house. I agree to that. Of course, that is how eighth house works. But third house is no less than that. Third house is also very much similar to that. That's why third house activation will bring in instability for you, because that is the most unstable and deep house. It can give you major trauma that you'll have to deal with. So right now we just have the aspect that is on the sign of Taurus. That means that you have to take the credibility of your skills. You have to possess your skills. You have to possess the communication. Initially, you will find the hardest time to explain yourself, to speak about yourself. But by the end of this transit, this Taurus activation is going to be there, and this will let you speak up in front of people, not by communication, but by your actions. Now, the seventh aspect always works as supportive. So this is the house of other people. It is the house also of spouse. It is also the house of partnership. So these are the areas where you can expect some of the support. But there is the sign of Virgo. So the support will come with a lot of exchange of energy. Like if you are doing something for the other person, the some other person is going to do something for you. So it's like it's more of a negotiation. It's not negotiation, it's more of a barter system. It's more of an exchange, right? So the partner is also going to be very critical minded with you, very analytical with you, and very picky and pinpointy. And this is not just your partner, your spouse, your relationship partner. It's actually everyone. It is also uh it's also if you have a business partner, or if you interact with anyone, that person is going to act this way. Okay, so it is but still you will have the support. You know, one thing I would say, whenever I see Saturn in a natal chart for someone, I always say that is the house. For example, if Saturn is in the fourth house, I would say if your Saturn is in the fourth house, then you will have the most criticism from your mother, but she is going to be the one present there when you need the support. And similarly, Saturn coming into the first house, you will be your own support, and even your spouse or your partner will also act supportive. But at the same time, they'll be very, the Virgos are like they'll still ping you or pinch you all the time, like you did this, that was not well, you did that. So they just pinpoint a lot of things. They are very good with debates, and that's also what will happen there. Okay, but you may get support from a partnership when it's regards to your business, to in regards to your work, because that is the sign of Virgo. You might have to take financial help from others or financial help from your spouse or partner. Okay, now the 10th aspect is on the sign of Sagittarius. This is the house where you will work hard, or you will have the karma in, or you will have to fulfill some responsibility. So 10th aspects of Saturn says that you will have to fulfill social and philosophical. My baby is crying outside. Philosophical responsibility. I think she might be sleepy. It's 3 o'clock right now, 3 p.m. And that's her time when she takes a little bit of nap. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, you will have to fulfill a social and philosophical responsibility towards your career, authorities, and government, or just the society. That is what is important for you. You'll have to work hard towards your career. It is going to be like previously, if you worked for 8 hours, now you're going to work for 9, 10, maybe working overtime. That's the same thing what Saturn will do in the first house and also with the 10th house. But Saturn in the first house will also make you very determined, very focused, very organized. And it also wants you to get organized and restrict the area of your work expertise. So it's like focusing on one thing at a time, one career at a time. So if you have multiple careers, then you might get a lot over your shoulders, but it will be like that you will be taught that I need to take one step at a time or one work at a time. Okay. And this also says that you're going to get life learning lessons through your career and through the judgment that you're going to get from the society. Be very aware or and careful with your public image. Okay. That's something which has to be taken care of here. Now let's talk about if planets are coming. The Saturn is coming over planets. Suppose you have Sun in the first house in the sign of Pisces. Very, very creative person, very imaginative person, and very dependable, very dependable. And your ego is not like it's not, you don't have a kind of ego where you are just going on, and you're not like a Leo ascendant with Sun in the ascendant, right? You have the water element, then you have fire in that water. So that is a very mixed element. That's a fight that goes within yourself. Sometimes you just get overblown with your ego, but at the other times you are like, oh, it's okay. I can do anything for you. You are good. Like you are good to me. I am good to you. I can do anything for you. So in Sun in the first house in Pisces is not very egocentric, right? But when you trigger this person will show the craziest wrath to you. So now this dual nature of yours with your ego, with your dependability, with your personality is going to get suppressed. Ego is going to get crunched. This Sun is your sixth lord, right? It is coming into the first house. Saturn activates it. You will have to take care of your health, especially your digestive system, your hair. There can be hair loss. There can be um, premature as in graying of your hair, and it can even affect your scalp. your head. So, and your digestive system at the most. So you'll have to take care of all of that. At the same time, it will affect your immunity, vitality. So if you want to take, you can take multivitamins, you can take something, to strengthen your body, because you are going to feel very, very lethargic. You will have to make a significant compromise in your life with your personality, with whatsoever thought or whatsoever you wanted in life. It's like you have to give something away. You have to sacrifice something as a piece of you. Okay. Now, when and this can be a good time in terms of your career, but in terms of health and personal relationships, it can bring about a lot of war-like situations in your life. It can also activate legal matters. It can activate some disputes, some negotiations, some compromises, sacrifices. Now, next is moon. So that means this is the peak phase of your Sarasati. So having peak phase of the Sarasati and also having the peak phase of Sarasati through the ascendant, which I personally consider, this is the double the effort, double the effect to you. This moon is the your fifth lord. So this means that it will first of all delay your education because of some pressure over your mind. Maybe you are experiencing depression, you are experiencing anxiety, you are experiencing some complications with the your emotional well-being, right? So because of that, if you are a student, your education is going to be affected. It might face a delay, right? So you have time, you have a bit of time, I guess. If I don't know if this quickly, even if it's a month, so it's not possible to just get done with your academics in a month. But I would suggest you that if you are to suppose go from 12th to college, right? So take some time off. If you know that there can be a possibility that you might get delayed for the admission, or you might get delayed with your studies. If you know that already and you are risking that, then I would tell you to take some time off and take some time to, if suppose you are preparing for an exam, take some time to prepare for it, because this Saturn is going to affect your determination, your focus. Your peace of mind is going to get disturbed, because of which the career is going to get affected. At the same time, it can even initiate a love encounter for some reason, right? So this love encounter can also feel very pressured over your mind, because of which, again, you can get some issues with your studies, academics, and your career as well. Also, I would not suggest you to dive into speculation. Definitely not. You can experience a significant loss. See, Saturn is coming in the sign of Pisces. It does suppresses one's expenses because it can give you a significant loss. So do not take un take thoughtful decisions when it's about your investments, right? So be very careful with speculations, cryptos, anything, any speculation thing that you can understand or think of. Now next, and of course it will restrict your moon, it will restrict your emotions, it will make you very cold towards the situations, towards other people. Now, Sun, Moon, Mars. If Mars is in the first house, it is the Lord of your ninth house, and it is the Lord of your second house. Second Lord, second Lord and ninth Lord is in the first house in the sign of Pisces. Now Saturn comes in. It will give you disputes with the father, money, money of the father, or assets of the father or your father's family, right? So you have been a person who has not been that action oriented that we can expect with Mars in the ascendant, because this Mars has been in a water sign. Now, this second lord and ninth lord coming into the first house, you will get the fortune of wealth. You will get the fortune of finances, but you will have to fight for it. With Saturn coming over it, you will have to fight for it. This is not going to come easy. You will feel very conflicted within yourself with the decisions of your career, and also it could initiate long distance travel, or it could affect your studies if you are studying already, right now. If you are giving some competitive exams, it can make you get recognized with the competitive exams, but it will take a little bit longer time than expected, right? This Mars in the ascendant, Saturn coming over Mars, it also suppresses one's energy. A person's energy goes most of all into technical things. Like you'll be very technically you'll start thinking very technically. You'll start thinking um, and looking into technology, into technical aspects. You know, you will also want to learn something, maybe a training program before you go back into your work and everything, right? But this shows that there will be some management of assets that has to be taken care of, but it will happen with some fight. There can be there can be significant receiving of money. At the same time, there can be significant expenditure that you have to take on, maybe to provide the family, maybe to provide someone. So there's a significant expenditure, but at the same time, there will be money incoming as well. Okay. But this suppresses your mind, energy, and also your dominance. So, howsoever dominating you have been in your life, this Saturn is going to teach you that how you can get dominated, right? So, Sun, Moon, Mars. Now, next will be, suppose, Venus. Let's go for Jupiter. Jupiter in the first house, in the sign of Pisces, it is the lord of the first house. It's your ascendant lord. It's your 10th lord. Criticism from work, from society, and your personality is going to transform. You are going to become a person now who will be the one to suggesting other people, to advising other people. It will make you do something in your life which would lead you to consultancy, advising, and teaching others, right? It can also develop your interest into real estate, or foreign real estate, or even your own home homeland real estate. But this is going to give you lessons of lifetime. You will be experiencing time where you are going to see the original faces of people. You are going to recognize people. Your wisdom is going to get challenged. Whether or not you are a person full of wisdom, that is going to get challenged. So you are going to be taken out of your dreamy land and then put in a area where you have so many old people in your surroundings, so many mature souls in your surrounding, and you will get the opportunity to learn from them. Since your ascendant lord is in the ascendant, this can be a supportive transit for you, because your ascendant lord is in itself in power. At the same time, it is going to transit your fourth and fifth house. So those are the good houses. Like in transit, Jupiter is going to go into fourth and fifth house. So I think that is going to be a promising transit for you, but of course, with a lot of lessons, right? With refining your wisdom, your philosophical mind, and especially the way you look at people, the way you react or interact with people, the way you think about them. Now, it will teach you that you must not do things out of compassion. Be practical, understand who deserves your compassion and who does not. Now, Venus, exalted Venus in the first house, right? That is the lord of your eighth house and your third house. My God. with the Pisces ascendant and Venus in the first house, being the lord of the third and the eighth, you will learn astrology. You will learn occult. You will learn anything associated with occult, whether it is tarot, whether it is Vastu, whether it is astrology, Vedic, whether it's Parashar, they are the same, whether it is anything, any Akashic records, maybe, you are going to learn that. You're going to learn a very mythological and up in the air, universe related skill. You will heal yourself. Venus is the planet of relationships, but it may or may not activate a relationship for you, but definitely you are going to be very cautious of getting into relationships because you now will not be intoxicated, going to be intoxicated in love. If someone will come into your life during this transit, you are going to have a very practical approach towards that. Of course, since Venus is in the ascendant and Saturn is coming over it, it will, you know, it will make you compromise. It will make you go beyond your comfort zone. It is going to take you out of your comfort zone. It is going to make you deal with sudden ups and downs, sudden instability in life. And since Saturn and Venus, when they come together, they negotiate. They are excellent negotiators. They are very, I call them as Jugadu people. If you guys know Hindi or Punjabi, you would know what Jugadu means. Jugadu means that a person can do anything with hook and crook. Like in any way. Their mind works in that way that if you come to them with a problem, they'll just find a random solution and give it to you. So they're very Jugadu kind of people, right? So that's about Venus, but do not simply think that this is going to activate a relationship or romance for you. Rather, it will give you a very practical, it will show you a very practical and distant side of love and relationship. Maybe if you are getting married, you're going to have a distance with the spouse for some time in the beginning. If you are already married, your spouse might have to travel somewhere else. You have to travel somewhere else. So it will give some distance within the relationship so as to teach you the practical side of relationships. And also, let me tell you, whenever Saturn transits over Venus, a person is very prone to go into affairs. A person is, because there comes a distance with the spouse, or with your relationship partner, these people just get, Saturn throws an opportunity towards them to get involved into an affair. If they take that choice, their relationship get ruined. If they don't take that choice, they get the blessings of luxury and good, devoted, balanced relationship, right? So Sun, Moon, Mars, Jupiter, Venus are done. Now we have Mercury. If Mercury is in the first house, that's your seventh lord. It can activate your marriage, partnership, business partnership specifically. It is also the lord of your fourth house. So of course, you at the same time, you will actually have a very boundary like structure around your heart space. You will not let anyone and everyone to enter that space. This time can be a little bit crucial for the mother for some reason. There can be a distance that is going to get developed with the mother. Maybe you're going to get married. You're going to go at a distance. You're going to travel at a distance. So the distance with the home and home environment, going out from the comfort zone, is going to come there. You're going to act very workaholic. You're going to look for different businesses, different opportunities of earning money from. So Mercury, when Saturn comes over Mercury in sign of Pisces, your communication suppresses. You get the hardest time to explain yourself with communication. So it's very difficult for an individual to explain themselves. Their communication gets restricted, but they indulge themselves into technology. They experiment with technology and they use communications and technology within their work. So that is something that you guys are also going to do. Um, you're going to read a lot when you are at your home, or in your room, right? You would also want to organize. everything, all the documentations, books, everything, in your home, um, in your room, right? But at the same time, you'll feel very lethargic, very lethargic. You might also get problems with speech, right? You might experience that as well. Okay. So yeah, and also your youthfulness, your instability, your fickle-mindedness, your wittiness is going to get challenged, and you are going to actually be a very serious person for these 2.5 years, and you're going to actually become stable with this transit. It will act as a stable element for you, right? Now, Rahu, now Saturn itself. So if Saturn comes over Saturn, this is your Saturn natal return, right? So Saturn is the lord of your 12th and 11th house, that is coming into the first house. Lots of financial pressure is over your shoulders and within yourself. There's a significant change you're going to experience within your life. Maybe you're getting married. Maybe this will give you fulfillment of your desires, but not easily. You will have to make compromises with your self choices. You will have to adjust with a lot of things. You will feel the pressure, but at the same time, you'll be you'll be working towards your career, you'll be working towards your responsibilities in life, and you'll be trying to fulfill that. At the same time, of course, the judgment is there. The career it's a very, very important time for your career. Your personality is going to be something that is going to be required within the career. It's a good time for career, rather, I would say. The end result is very positive here, right? A significant amount of expenses can be there that you have to do on yourself, or something related to yourself, or maybe your elder sibling, or your friends, right? So you will actually be gaining, you'll be actually be getting recognition for your hard work. If you're working hard, it will be very unasked recognition that you might be getting. If not, then there's a problem. Then you might have to work really, really hard to get the slightest 10% of the recognition as well. Okay. But this is a time where you are going to research a lot, and you may also want to travel overseas. The travel can be restricted for some time, but ultimately by the end of 2.5 years, or howsoever your chart is telling, it may make you travel. But there's a significant change in whole of your life, whole of your existence, right? So that's why I thought that the marriage part is also very prominent. Of course, Jupiter is also going to go between October to December in your fifth house. That's a very strong inclination towards romance, or maybe addition into your family. Maybe you are getting your child is getting born. So it's a very responsible time. You will have to take big, huge responsibilities on your end. Okay. Now, if there is Rahu in the first house. So Rahu in the first house is very intoxicated kind of a situation. This Saturn will control that intoxication, that oblivionness, that being in your own mind, your rigidity with your thought process. It is going to control everything. It is going to control this Rahu in the first house. It is the most difficult placement of transit, I would say. It is going to give you harshest of lessons, and you will feel the intensity more because you have Rahu in the first house. That is the reason that the intensity will be the most, right? So when Rahu is in the ascendant and Saturn comes over it, just control yourself, your instability. Do not indulge into alcohol, any substance. It will actually also require you to take some medicines, right? But avoid any addictive substances. That is very, very important for you. It can even give you opportunities of massive innovation. It's just up to you how you're going to use this transit. So the criticism, judgment, everything is going to be there, but it can give you massive success. Be careful of nazar. Be careful of I usually never promote black magic. I even do not believe that you can see black magic from the from the charts or from Vedic astrology. I just don't believe that. I don't know. Maybe my practical mind is like that. But one thing I would say, I mentioned it here because when Saturn and Rahu comes together, there's nazar. Anything and everything you do that just comes up, that just happens to be opposite once you discuss that with someone. Once you leak that information out that this is something happy event I'm going to have in my life. So just be careful of evil eyes, be careful of negativity from the people. So stay low, stay secretive. Okay. So suppose Ketu is here. It is your time to do the selfless service. The selfless service is required on your end. This is a very spiritual time for you, very spiritual time for you. Even the third eye awakening can also happen for you people here. Okay. So when Ketu is in the first house and Saturn comes over it, this will teach you to sacrifice where it is required and not sacrifice where it is not required. Since Ketu is also one of the violent planets, it will suppress that violence. It will create that war first. It will create a situation of war. Your headless reactions can lead you into problems, judgments, public defamation. So be careful of that. But see, I have told this repetitively. When Saturn is going to come over Ketu, it will hold the hand of Ketu and make it move forward. So it can be a very beautiful conjunction. It can be a very beautiful transit as well, right? You just have to control the fire within you. You have to control the emotional intensity within you. It will give you the opportunities to do something greater good for others, for people, for society at large. It can give you some obstacles with your career, some time off maybe, but take care of your health. Some time off from the career can be because of the health. Because even it can cause a surgery like situation, and I feel most of that there's an opportunity, for this year and the next year that Pisces people will be very fertile, and there can be, for females especially, they can have the birth of the child. That's why there can be C-section or they can be cut. Even in normal delivery you do have a cut that they make, right? So something like that can also happen. Okay, but definitely this is a very spiritual time. This will isolate you from your surroundings, from everything. You might just take your time off from social media and from different things, and you'll isolate yourself. But you're going to dive yourself into research, into, surveillance. At the same time, even if you're not present somewhere, you will have an eye there. This is that kind of a situation. Okay, guys. So I think this has been a long video, and I'm really sorry for the delay because I was not well since the past few days. But I'll try to cope up. I'll try to post more than 2 to 3 videos in the next 2 to 3 days, right? So I'll try to cover before 29th with this Saturn transit. Okay. So please bear with me. And this was my analysis. If you would like to have your personal readings, you can check out the link below, www.anmollastrology.com. Under the reading and unique reading section, you can book a personal reading for yourself. Okay, see you with the next video. Bye bye. Take care.